Well guys, ArcForge here, welcome to another video. Today is going to be a different video. I'm going to be talking about how I've improved as a League of Legends player and just as a person in general. So, let's get right into it. So, as you can see here, I am currently in Gold 3 with 51 LP, and in terms of my ranking ladder, I am in the top 20.5%, which is pretty decent. Not gonna lie, this is actually pretty decent. So the so in season 9 from last year, I did reach gold 4 at the end of the season, which I was really proud of that. That was kind of one of my main goals of when I first started playing League in season 9. Really good. Really good. So during season 9, I mostly played Echo in the mid lane because that time where I had the most. Back then, I was kind of like, yeah, Echo would be my main, and I played a lot of Echo during season 9, and yeah, that helped me to be able to reach gold at the end of the season. So I'm really happy about that. Uh, But but again, this is at the end of the season. This was not like any time earlier. This was on the last week of the ranked season, and once that ranked season was over my rank would not matter anymore for that season. So I was really fortunate to be able to reach gold 4. Really happy about that. As of right now, I reached gold 3 by the time school actually close to around the time school actually started. So pretty decent. Pretty decent. Not going pretty decent accomplishment. Happy about that. Um, in which in which this situation I'm in a much better spot now. In which my next goal is to be able to get to goal 2, in which I will be in the top. I'll be actually in the top 20% of all the players in the of all league of all ranked League of Legends players, which is really good. So yeah, in which this is somewhat of a show of improvement because I was able to reach gold 3 at a much better pace than in gold 4 because in season 9. In season 9, I was still trying to learn the game, still trying to learn a lot of stuff. Which in this season, I've been able to kind of use what I learned from playing League of Legends in season 9, kind of apply that to right now, kind of apply that to my gameplay now, and that's kind of yeah, I was able to reach gold 3 by the time school started. So really proud of that. Which again, my next goals will be able to reach goal 2 and then possibly reach platinum by the end of the season. Those are my two main goals. Which I really want to be able to reach those goals. I want to be able to reach those ranks, be able to actually solidify myself as a pretty good League of Legends player. So yeah, moving on. So as of right now, I mostly play top lane. Last season, I like to play mid lane, but now kind of like as of right now, I mostly like to play in the top lane. Because the reason for this is because as a top laner, this fits my playstyle. And what I mean by my playstyle, I like to be a 1v1 fighter. I like to keep fighting with in a 1v1 situation. Not really anyone else affects that. Like junglers may in some way affect this, but for me, I like to go for those 1v1 early solo kills, be able to win my lane through just sheer solo dominance. So, in which being a top laner is helps me play to that strength playing in the mid lane, you can somewhat do that, but you can, but not really, due to the fact it's a much shorter lane, and of the most of the action happens in the mid lane, and a lot, and the game really kind of like neat, like the a lot of team comps, like a lot of the teams like rely on the mid lane to like help take objectives, help like go to other lanes to help them out. Like as a mid laner, you have to do so many things. Like it can be pretty like mentally draining as a lot of times. As a top laner, most of the time, most of the thing that you're worried about is just winning your lane. Sure, you can go like help other lanes if you want, but most of the time you just want to be able to win the 1v1 in your lane and just like dominate through there. So yeah, that's why I prefer to play in the top lane now. And the new champion that I'm playing now is Silas, in which Silas helps with that playstyle of the 1v1 fighter, always like just doing constant damage while healing as well, being a somewhat of a drain tank, an AP sustain mage, and just Silas has all that. And Silas also is also just a lot more fun to play than Echo, especially when Silas you could just steal people's ults and then use them against their team, which can really turn the tide in the game. So, yeah, really love playing Silas. He's my favorite champs. So I'm going to talk about how I've actually been able to improve as a Silas player, what I've done to like get better as what I've done to be able to get better. I've done to be able to do what I need to do in order to win my lane as Silas. Now, the weird thing is that a lot of times I play Silas support. And the reason, and in a way, the reason that I play Silas, and the reason that I play Silas support is because to practice like situations where I can go in and fight, and situations where I can't as Silas. So I mean, sure, I could use completely different runes for support Silas than if I was playing Silas in the top lane, but in my opinion, the concepts are still the same. Silas needs to look in opportunities where if you can go in and fight and win those trades, or even get a kill, or if you can't, you just gotta play safe. So in the top lane, so as a support, it can actually help me with like having to deal with like range matchups, or even dealing with hard engaged tanks that can beat Silas pretty easily. So these situations can have helped me be able to understand a lot better about like when should I take a fight, when I should not take a fight as Silas. And this also helps me like focus more on macro instead of like just going for 1v1 kills. Due to the fact as a support you're basically having to keep an eye on objectives. You have to keep an eye on what summoner spells the enemy uses in order to escape or get a kill. Like you basically are doing a lot to be able to actually like to be able to make sure you can set up your team for success. So yeah, this is kind of how I improved as with Silas, just playing Silas support. So yeah, that's kind of how I've like improved as a Silas player, improved as a League of player in general, just playing support, because support can help a lot. It can playing support in especially in normal games can help a lot. It can help you like even if you play a troll champion like me, I played Silas support. Like I've actually learned a lot about like when like with Silas of when to take fights and when not to take fights. I learned a lot from doing this. So yeah, that's kind of one of the things that I feel like that helped me like improve in League of Legends, especially be able to climb with Silas and be, be able to climb with Silas in ranked, which I'm really proud of. So yeah, so yeah, that's that's kind th- kind of what's been going on through with my with my overall League of Legends experience. Now a couple things that I kind of want to improve, that I am planning to improve on, and this is kind of a mentality that I've fallen into, as well as like so many other League of Legends players. Like we just keep like a lot of times we keep blaming our teammates. Which I'm guilty of. Like I tend to blame my teammates a lot, especially if I'm hard carrying. I'm like winning my lane super hard, and I just can't do it. Like in a lot of situations, like this game, I hard carried this game. I beat look at this guy. Look at what I did to look at what I did to this Rengar. Like I I made him 0-12, right? But I just couldn't do anything to win the game. So what can you take? So what can I take from this? A lot of times, a lot of times I could have told my teammates, "Hey, back off. I'm trying to hold them. All I'm doing is just keeping them from coming." But then my teammates come, and I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing?" But like at the same time, like they think I want to go in, but I never told them like what I intend to do. So a lot of times I need improve on communicate. Like in this situation, improve on communication. That's like one thing I could improve on. Improve on communication. Like sure, there are like streamers that are like just FF or just like that would just be like a slash mute all. Like yeah, like but a lot of times like in my opinion, even though I'm not as good as them, but like just like from my perspective, like even though I'm a low gold player, and a lot of streamers are just way better than me. Like improving communication can help a lot. And even though I'm winning lane, like I can't just be winning my lane. If I'm winning my lane, I gotta be able to help other lanes be able to win. And unfortunately, I could not do anything to help my bot lane. Unfortunately, I cannot really do anything to help my mid lane as well. So there are a lot of things that I could improve on from this game, especially Zion that could help could have helped me be able to actually carry and win this game. So yeah, um, so, so yeah, and this is kind of the situation I want to improve. This is the exact same thing. Like a lot of times if I'm having a bad day, like oh dude, this guy's trolling, man. Like I just don't know what to do anymore. Like this game, I just hardened. I I just like hard trolled this game. Like I did not do anything at all. Like none of like our entire team just did really bad. And like yeah, it sucked. It really sucked. But this is like where I was getting really pissed. I did not have like a clear mindset of this game. Like I was just pissed off from this game. Like because this is something I want to go to improve on, so that I don't end up like doing this again. Like inting. So yeah, and having someone just keeping like just keeping a positive mindset, just being able to actually just like just make sure just focus on your own game and not everyone else. Because if you worry, because like again, I fall under this category as well. I fall I fall victim to this as well. If I focus too much on my teammates and not my own game, then I just end then a lot of times I just end up losing and then just saying, "Oh, this, like I just can't do anything. It's just my team, like, cause a lot of it as well is because of me. So like this game, I didn't carry, but what did I do right? I I got first blood against Rengar, so I was able, in which I made Rengar basically do nothing. And the thing was that I soaked pressure. So what I mean by that, I soaked pressure in which forces, which kind of it kind of made their top their jungler have to worry about me, because and mostly worry about top side than bot side, allowing for my jungler and my mid laner to do their thing, to be able to help carry the game, be able to win off that. So in a lot of ways, I help to like soak pressure to like force like top laner, force their jungler to have to come to like stay near top side, and just like be able to kind of like allow my teammates to be able to carry from there. So so yeah. So a lot of games you may not be you may not you can't always carry. Like there are a lot of games that someone else carries, but you also still gotta do your part in order to help win the game. If you if you get carried, but like and then you're just like, oh, it's just like I just have a smurf. Like you also need to consider like what did you do right in that game to help to help your smurf carry that game, because there's always, because you can't just say that you just get carried, or like, oh, like my team's trolling. There's always like in there's always like something that you did to either help make that game winnable or make that game losable. So yeah, that's going to be it. But I kind of just want to talk about like overall improvements as a player and as a person that I kind of want to touch on, especially with the beginning school. At the beginning of school, I won't be able to I won't be able to play as much league as I usually used to be able to, due to the fact that I'm also because I'm focusing on school, I'm focusing on sports, but I'm going to try to use what I can learn from school and what I learn from sports into like whenever I can play league. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm going to be live streaming this Saturday, so keep that in mind. I'll be live streaming at um around in the early afternoon. So keep an eye on that. If you haven't, be sure to like this video and also subscribe to my channel. It will really help out a lot if you guys sub to my channel. Be able to support the content that I make, that I can so that I can possibly help you guys also become better players or become better people in general. All right, all right. Hope you guys have a fantastic night. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.